everybody? It's your boy Retro back on here for you guys, and today we got a brand new Raptors video. And wow, what a game it was! What a game! Raptors versus the Orlando Magic, man. The Toronto Raptors versus the Orlando Magic. What a game! And the final score 110 to 109. It was a thriller, man. Went down to the wire. Most games just back to back, and we were leading for most of the game up until like near the end of the third. The Magic took the game for a little bit, and then yeah, we clutched up. So let's get right into this. And yeah, we'll first go over the notes and then we'll go over the box score, like usual. So Scottie goes off for the first few minutes. Pretty typical. Scottie's kind of been our best player, to be honest, if you think about it. Okay, maybe you might argue the best. Okay, then you could say the most consistent. Then he's been our most consistent player. Night out. His worst game was like 13 points, I think 4 rebounds or something. 4 assists. I forget what it was. It was a few games ago, and that wasn't that bad. Banton, he subbed in again. He was one of the first people to sub in again. Ken Birch, and then Boucher, he checked in. So this is good. We're running good players, good lineups. And then OG had a rough start. He was shooting threes. He was starting inside out instead of outside, or yeah, instead of inside outside. Where usually when he starts inside outside, it's better. He usually just starts from inside the paint and then goes to outside and just works better in general. And then Banton, he tries to set up Birch, but then fails, and then he gets the board and makes a lay. That was a nice little play. Obviously, Boucher scored, pretty quick into the first quarter. Banton gets the ball from the inbound pass, and then this is interesting. So Banton gets the ball from the inbound pass to act as PG, but Fred passes it back to Banton. So Fred showing leadership that we knew. I was kind of surprised by that still, to be honest. I'm like, Fred would probably want to take the ball up, but no, man, it's unselfish. Just such a good leader. Believes in the young players, right? Scottie and Banton. And then in the second quarter, as soon as Banton comes in, the defense instantly gets better. That lineup, the defense and just the defense in that line just instantly gets better. It doesn't matter what the lineup is. Just Banton being in it just makes the defense automatically better. You can clearly see the impact he makes too on defense. Nothing more needs to be said about that. And then defense picked up. Ken Birch, he got a nice little and one right after. Then the Raptors, they had at this point 8 offensive boards already early on in the second quarter. And then we got a monster slam by Scottie Barnes, man. He was filling the lane. Just a nice little dunk, man. Not as good as I think he dunked on Miles Turner. Miles Turner. So it wasn't as good as that one, but still, regardless, good. Very good. Scottie, he was, the one thing about him was like he was making his middies this game. And then there is a controversial flagrant call on Precious. That was I don't agree with that because it wasn't really his fault. He wasn't trying to intentionally do it, but they deemed it intentional, so it is what it is. And one from Gary Trent, he was driving the paint a lot today. Barnes, he had 17 at this point. Trent had 10, and then Trent was playing good D. We'll talk about his defense. We'll talk about his defense later on. If you know, you know. And then I'm assuming you know because you're watching a recap because you want to know others' opinions about it. But besides the point, we'll continue. OG to Trent pass for 3. That was nice. And then Scottie gets hit in the eye and goes to the locker room. That was tough. I thought he wasn't going to return. He looked like he was in some serious pain because he got poked in the eye, obviously. Like, who wouldn't be in pain? But, man, I'm just surprised. Scottie's is so tough, man. So tough. Just always comes back. Like, he's kind of gotten, hurt a few times and just comes back like a beast. What a beast. And then, Gary Trent Jr., he was hustling at the end of the second quarter. We'll talk about that as well later in the video. The third quarter, Gary Trent Jr. After that, we had a bad third quarter. That was like the only good play. Yeah. Oh, and Trent had a steal with the 3. After he got the 3, he made a steal. And OG and Fred, they were heavily struggling. Precious was stepping up a bit from the first half to the second. Delano, he got a big dunk. That brought the energy up in the arena, just to the team in general. And then Banton, he drew a couple of free throws there, and then he got a bucket. Just all Banton in the third quarter, to be honest. Raptors started just chucking up threes, to be honest, and just not making any of them. And then they started playing zone, and it kind of worked. Kind of got the Magic off, not really. And yeah, we couldn't play paint defense, to be honest. We were struggling to paint, getting body, and then T. Ross just went off. That's what he does against the Raptors. just because he has a vendetta against us because of, past things. And in the fourth quarter, big three by Boucher. There's a big steal by Banton, and he drew the foul, so that was nice. Uh, Delano to OG for three. Just man, if you notice, like there's just a whole bunch of Banton stuff I've written down here. Big steal by Boucher, OG from three. That was nice, and because he finally made a three. He finally made a three. I think that was his first three of the game. And then big dunk by OG. Boucher clutched up again. I forget what I just wrote Boucher clutch. I don't even remember. This one clutch things that happened in the fourth. The Raptors just players clutched up a lot. Fred, he got a bucket again after like a while. Like I think that was his first bucket of the second half. I might be wrong, but I think it was. Fred, he was now finding a sweet spot. And then Barnes, he made a clutch, little like midi, very close to the basket though. And then and one by Fred. That's when he kind of just fell on the ground. He was like flexing, you know what I mean? That was huge. And then Trent, he was clamping up, he got a huge steal, and then he just gave it to OG for the dunk. And then Nick Nurse, he was just running. Nick Nurse, he was just running OG at center. So that he's just being a madman, just running the type of lineups. And then a big three by Fred. And then Nick Nurse, coach challenge, and it was successful. The challenge was successful. So the challenge or the call he was challenging was a foul on Scottie Barnes, even though it was clean. And yeah, they reviewed it, and the refs, they knew they made a mistake. They knew they made a mistake, and they just reversed the call. So that was a good coach challenge by Nick Nurse. And then Banton, he digs in and gets the jump ball, and then he does lose it. But I think Wendell Carter, he was the one who won it. He just hits it back, and it just flies out of bounds. So we got another possession. That was nice. And then Fred, he made another three. And then to end it off, let me just put this scenario, okay? Just the situation, in everyone's head right now. So right now it's tied. There's is it even? I don't even remember what it was. I think it was 110, 109. Besides, I mean, yeah. Besides the point, they could have won the game here. Okay, Orlando has ball. They inbound it. Okay, Gary Trent Jr. He starts just pressing. I forget who has the ball, but he just starts pressing them, and then yeah, he just pokes it and gets the steal. And then yeah, the ball's just like dribbling, just moving down the back court, and then the Magic player quickly gets it back. But by then, there wasn't even that much time left. There's only like 4 seconds left, anyways. I think when they inbounded originally, so then it just won us the game because whoever took the shot was like at half court, and yeah, that's definitely most likely not going in. So it wasn't a good shot, obviously. It missed, and Gary Trent Jr. got a huge steal. Man, his defense has been insane. Shout out to my boy Shane, man, clutched up with the stat here because I got it wrong. I originally thought Gary Trent Jr. was first in deflections, but no, it's actually Fred. I'm pretty sure Fred has 4.8 or 4.9. He's first in the league. And then Gary, he's second with 4.8 or 4.7. I forget the numbers, but around there between 4.7 to 4.9 for both of them. So yeah, man, Raptors playing defense like usual. Gary Trent Jr. significantly improving his defense. Clearly, you can see it. It's clear he's getting way more steals than he usually does. Getting way more deflection than he usually does. He's hustling out there. You can just see it. It's just, it's nice to see. And now we're going on to the box score. Here we go. So, we're not going to even go over the Magic. Let's go over it. Why not? Just quickly. Cole Anthony, 24 points. Who else? Wendell Carter Jr., 17. Mo Bamba, 14. Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter, they both were just going off on boards and just on offense, kind of bullying us, to be honest. But, it's all good. Jalen Suggs, he won his revenge game. Yeah, so they have 4 people that kind of went off. And for the Raptors, we have Scottie Barnes, 21 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 1 assist, 9 rebounds. Just phenomenal game again. He kind of slowed down the second half because he got poked in the eye, so kind of makes sense that you slow down. But man, he still did good afterwards. 50% from three, 1 for 2 from three, made a three. His middies were on point today. 36 minutes, 64% from the field, 9 of 14. OG was off for the first half, but then the second half, yeah, he kind of turned it up, or kind of turned it up, especially in the fourth quarter. I list all those big things he did. But yeah, in the last few minutes, last like 2, 3, 4 minutes of the game, he was kind of doing bad, missing wide open shots that we needed. We need to hit those, but he missed them. Well, good. Gary Trent Jr. huge. Yeah, so OG had 16 points, um, 0 blocks, 0 steals, but he had 1 assist, 6 rebounds, and yeah, I mean 25% from three, 2 for 8 from three, 36% from the field. But you know what? That's all right. Still won. Still won. Precious 8 points. What else? 6 rebounds. Yeah, that was really about it. I don't know what else to say. Gary Trent Jr. 19 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Okay, so that might not look the best, but man, those he was out there deflecting the ball a whole bunch, just being a pest to be honest. If Trent was guarding that game, man, it just feels bad. He was just absolutely clamping up, just literally just clamping, just staying with his man. Just laterally. He was literally just playing good. 53% from the field, 2 for 5 from three, which is 40%. Yeah, no, he had a pretty nice game to be honest. Fred, same, just similar for OG. Slow start to about the beginning, and yeah, just slow start in the beginning. Yeah, just kind of the same thing. But he did come up clutch, way more clutch than OG. He started making clutch threes and ones, just going insane to be honest. Playmaking, just going insane. Kind of like game 6, Fred. I don't want to say it, but kind of like that, kind of like that. So yeah, he had 19 points. What else did he have? He had 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 40% from three, 53% from the field, and 30. Or wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong stats. My bad. He had 19 points, 6 assists, 1 rebound, 66% from the free throw line. Oh well, it is what it is. 30% from three, 3 for 10 from three. Man, this is what I mean about Fred. Just mad inconsistent from three and just chucks up a whole bunch of threes. But when he does make them, man, they're clutch. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to see. 7 for 16 from the field. Ken Birch, 6 points. What else? 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Just kind of like a typical game for him now. Banton, he was huge. He was huge this game. Just like I said, like I say every single time about Banton, he always makes a huge impact when he's in the game, right? Nick Nurse definitely likes him. It's looking tough out for Malachi. He got no playing time. Man, it's looking tough out here for him. 10 points for Banton, 2 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. That's a nice, solid all-around game. What else? 66% from the field. He didn't take any threes this game. 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Could improve that a bit. And yeah, the rest of the people, I mean, Svi got a little bit playing time, but didn't do much. Obviously, it's 2 points. He had -4 plus minus, so it is what it is. Oh, interesting. Gary Trent Jr. at -11 plus minus. Interesting. But that is, yeah. And Precious at -7 and Scottie at -13. But plus minus doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't really tell the full story. Yeah, guys, a dominant win by the, not a dominant win by the Raptors. Kind of just a clutch win. We're finally, back at 500. Hopefully we can win our next few games because we're gonna be away. We're gonna have a whole bunch of away games. I think we're out of our next 11 or something. We only have 3 home games and then 8 away games, so it's gonna be tough. Hopefully we can win them. Finally, even. 500. Hopefully we can get a positive record. I think we can still be the 4th seed. You can call me delusional. It is what it is. I'm sticking with the Raps all the way. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next one. Peace.